I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at IBC in Amsterdam 2012. I'm speaking with Mr. Eric Otto from XDT. How are you today, sir?
I'm very well. Nice to meet you again.
Good to see you again as well. So for all the people out there in bnetTV land, please tell me a little bit about XDT and what you're doing here at IBC.
Well, I guess XDT is a lovely company that's covering file transfer at the very core level. So I guess what we're doing is obviously a bit more special because it would be quite boring if it was just file transfer. We're basically allowing customers to saturate any interconnect anywhere, and that would mean any connections on local area networks to wide area networks. So I guess what we've done about 4 years ago when we started the company, we've taken a twist on traditional file transfer and basically focused on post-production and generally companies that transfer media. I guess we have intimate knowledge of post-production workflows and have designed the product in light of catering for those companies.
So give me a really good example of if you had a crew that was here in Amsterdam here at the show, they were covering something, and it had to go back to their station in New York.
It's a good example. I guess one of the things is you have latency between connections, for instance, and customers in post-production. A good example would be a movie is shot in London, for instance, and some of the post-production parts or the producer or the director would sit in a remote location. Could technically be anywhere. Could be in other parts of Europe. Could be in the US. What we provide for customers is the ability to have a frame-centric sequence view. Most of the film data that comes in is centric. In addition to that, it's almost speed that matters. I guess it's a bit like cars. You want it as fast as you can. So we're not just saturating the lines, but I guess a lot of our customers we see increased bandwidth. So what was traditionally like hundreds of megabits connection, they're sort of starting to turn it up a bit, and we're talking north of gigabit to almost 10 gigabit. Some of our high-end customers have, let's say, 10 gigabit connections from London to New York. And for that to be saturated, you not only require a protocol or a product that actually allows you to do that. Where we, I guess, have the domain-specific knowledge in post-production is to look at the kind of data that the customer is transferring, which is film data or sequential data, but also the ability to efficiently read and write that data. Because as you can imagine, we're a company that can saturate a 10 gigabit link at about 1.1 gigabytes per second. So you have to have storage on either side, normally a SAN, that is capable of writing and reading at those speeds, which the customers usually have. But of course, the customers don't like to have data fragmented on their storage arrays because they just invested in their shiny SAN, and it's quite expensive. So we want to make sure that we have the ability to not fragment their expensive SAN arrays, and that's one of the key points that we offer, and it's very unique to what we cover.
And is it a mixture of hardware and software?
It's a software-based product, so it's supported on all platforms. It's a server-client-based product, very much like traditional sort of file transfer products. All clients and all servers are available on Mac, Linux, and Windows platforms. So we're covering cross-platform compatibility there.
So completely agnostic, fantastic. And finally, what are we going to see from XDT here in the future?
Well, I guess we continue improving workflow for customers. We added recently JPEG 2000 compression on top of our protocol, which adds great value for customers that have lower bandwidth connections, because we do an in-transit compression to transfer the very large uncompressed files. So we will continue to improve that process and take that across into a review workflow, as you can see, because we're providing flipbook review tools for that film data as well as part of our product. And of course we will continue our quest to optimize the workflows coming in and out cloud, because I guess that's where customers now centralizing their data, and we're working with a lot of companies that offer services based on rendering in the cloud, and of course they need to make sure that data gets pushed and pulled efficiently in and out facilities.
Eric, thanks so much for taking the opportunity to speak with us here at IBC. I hope we get a chance for an update again in the future.
Thanks for your time.
I've been speaking with Eric Otto of XDT here at IBC. I am Tony Sklar with bnetTV.